Can the food we think is good for our waistline actually be expanding it? If that's a problem you're facing, well, this morning, discover what is causing that increase and how to lose it. Here with more about her Pacific Total Weight Loss System is chiropractic physician Dr. Kathleen Nash. Good morning.
Good morning.
And nice to see you again. So the last time you were here, it was the first time you and I had met, and you talked about how you lost 80 pounds and have kept it off for the past 7 years.
That's right. In 2009, yeah. So I started gaining fat when I was 8. And tried everything under the sun, and they would work to some degree, but what would always happen is that I would always gain it back.
Okay, here's a before picture.
And there's the before picture, yeah. So in 2009, I finally started to find out about these different factors that get damaged in the body, and if they're not corrected, your weight loss is going to either be slow or temporary, and usually both.
Okay, and each body is different.
Everybody's body is slightly different, that's right.
And you talked about, and did a lot of people try this. I haven't had a chance to try it, but I did tell my family about it. If you spit in a glass, that's
so that's the metabolic factor you're talking about. There is toxicity and a candida yeast toxin that you can identify by a simple test of spitting in a cup first thing in the morning, and if the white stuff comes down, you have candida.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the topic we're talking about today is something a little different.
Yeah, this is something that really upset me when I first found it out, because like many of my clients, I was trying to do things on my own to make myself healthier, to make my family healthier, to get me to lose weight, and it turns out that these foods actually make me fat. They don't make me thin, they make me fat. Yeah.
So it's false advertisement?
Yeah, it's food manufacturers basically hearing an idea and running with it to get a profit.
So what should people do? If they see this, what can they look out for? What signs?
Yeah, so the first example that I would tell you about would be fat-free or low-fat modified type food. So any food that says low-fat, fat-free, and it's processed, food manufacturers know that people are concerned about their fat intake, that we have been told that we need to keep our fat intake and our cholesterol down. It was actually based on a study that was wrong, but food manufacturers know that if they pull the fat out of their food, it's going to taste like cardboard. So instead they replaced it with sugar so that the food would still taste good. The problem is when you eat sugar, sugar converts to body fat, and sugar triggers a hormone that will tell your body to store all your food for the next 4 to 6 hours as fat. So you're eating a fat-free dressing on your salad, and then maybe a couple hours later you have half of a meatball sub. What you don't know is that your fat-free salad dressing is going to make all the calories from your meatball sub go to your waistline.
What?
Yes.
So it's not understanding. It's thinking that,
Nobody knows this. Yeah, food manufacturers know it, but regular people don't know it, so they're eating fat-free this and fat-free that, and skim milk and cornflakes and whatever for breakfast, and they're setting themselves up to store fat all day long.
So how are you here to help?
So what I do is an evaluation in my office to identify if the way you've been eating or if things in your background have been causing your metabolic factors to dysfunction. If they are, chances are you've tried losing weight in the past, but it's either been slow, you've plateaued, you've been hungry, you've been craving, exercise isn't working, and you gain it back. If that sounds like anybody listening, chances are one of these issues is a problem for you, and I want to see if I can help you with it.
Right. And again, going back to the idea that everyone's body is different, but the idea that if you eat food that says, oh, this is fat-free, it really affects everyone, no matter your body size.
Right. And artificial sweeteners, same problem. You know, yes, artificial sweeteners will trigger the same kind of stimulus in the brain as if you actually ate sugar. So you're still going to see a fat gain from drinking artificial sweeteners as opposed to just either eating the real thing or, best of all, keeping the sugar out altogether.
Okay, so that is your ultimate, is just to keep these things out if it affects your body instead of trying to do some sort of alternative. Because you don't know what's in that alternative. It may help with one thing, but it's
the alternative
hurt
sounds good because it's calorie-free. It's a sweetener, but it doesn't have any calories. But if it's still triggering your body to take all the calories you eat around that issue and store it as fat, I don't want to eat that either.
Right.
But that part isn't marketed to us. That part isn't told to us.
Not.
Yeah, no.
Okay, talk to us about your podcast.
So probably for about the last 3 months, I've been releasing a weekly podcast because I know people want to try to get as much real information, and I want to give it to them as I can.
Right.
And when I do my evaluation, I maybe have 15 or 20 minutes with them. Okay. So the podcast is something we've released weekly that will give them more information on ways that they can lose weight, ways that they can keep it off, and some things that they can identify that I can't talk about in a quick interview.
Yes, and they can find that application and they can download it on iTunes.
Yeah, you can find it on drnash.com. You can also find it on SoundCloud. You can find it on iTunes. Yeah, it's available wherever you have a podcatcher, yeah.
There you go. You are here to help, but there's a special offer.
There is. So normally when I do an evaluation with a client, it's $50. If they mention that they saw me on the Morning Blend, we reduce that down to $19.
Okay.
However, because we are getting more and more popular, we're able to do that for the next week coming up but that's the only time that I was able to segment for the special offer.
Okay, 19 bucks. If you
Yes.
mention that you saw Dr. Nash right here on the Morning Blend.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you mention that you saw Dr. Nash, we're going to say it one more time on the Morning Blend. The standard evaluation fee is only 19 bucks. Normally, it is 50. Dr. Nash's office is located on West Pacific Avenue rather, in Henderson. For more information about the Pacific Total Weight Loss System, give her office a call or visit her website, which is right there on your screen. And up next, right here